Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We look forward to sharing our news with you that advances our work on forging the utility of the future for St. John and creating a clean energy future, thanks to some of this very exciting international collaboration. My name is Jessica DeLong. I am the Manager of Stakeholder Relations for St. John Energy, and I'm going to be your MC. I'm going to just go through a few housekeeping items. I'm going to moderate the QA session at the end of the event. Everyone is invited to ask their questions in the QA box or to text the number that they were provided throughout today's session, and we'll be answering after the following speakers portion. Please indicate your name, what outlet you are from, and whom you are directing your question. If you are having any technical issues, please use the chat function. Each media outlet is allowed one question and one follow-up question. Thank you to everyone. St. John Energy marks 100 years of service to St. John this year, having started in 1922 as Civic Hydro. Today, with that century of commitment to our customers, we are proud to be here with you today to share some exciting news about the future. We will begin today's event, and it is my pleasure to introduce Wayne Long, Member of Parliament for St. John Rothesay. Wayne?
Well, thank you, Jessica, and good morning. Bonjour à tous. Before we begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge for those in New Brunswick that we are gathered today on the traditional territories of the Mi'kmaq, Wolastoqey, and Beska-da-Magadi. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of my colleague, the Honourable Ginette Petitpas-Taylor, Minister of Official Languages and Minister responsible for the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, as we know it as ACOA. Atlantic Canada is full of innovators. Driven by courage, creativity, and a collaborative spirit, entrepreneurs and organizations are developing ideas and technologies that improve our daily lives, protect our environment, and help our economy to thrive. The Government of Canada is working hard to ensure that Canada's future will be healthier, more equitable, greener, and more prosperous. By focusing on investments that prioritize clean growth and reduce emissions, we are taking important steps towards reaching our goal of net zero emissions by 2050. St. John Energy has proven itself as a leader in this effort. I'm excited to join St. John Energy and its partners from both here in St. John and as far away as Norway to share in some good news for this company and the region. News that will advance efforts on energy savings and climate action. Since 1922, St. John Energy has been providing the citizens and businesses of St. John with power to meet their ongoing needs and fuel growth in the area. In 2019, the Government of Canada, through ACOA and Natural Resources Canada, helped the organization pilot a smart energy initiative that focused on scalable improvements and artificial intelligence. I am pleased to report that this project helped increase the efficiency of power distribution to St. John Energy customers. This project also helped minimize environmental impacts and costs by introducing technologies such as smart devices, advanced heat pumps, data collection, and of course, the first ever of its kind in Atlantic Canada, a Telsa megawatt battery. Today, St. John Energy continues to make advancements on this project, building on the work to date with the goal of becoming a utility of the future and achieving net zero emissions. Over the last 5 years, St. John Energy has shown leadership in utility innovation and corporate expansion. The company's growth has been focused on renewable energy, energy storage, smart grid development, consumer products, solar generation, utility services, regional collaborations, and now they are investing in valuable international partnerships. It's through international partnerships like this that we learn from each other, grow together, and all work towards a net zero future. Which brings me to the reason why we are here today. On behalf of the Government of Canada, I am pleased to announce an investment of $200,000 through ACOA's Regional Economic Growth through Innovation Program for St. John Energy. This contribution will support the use of smart water heaters to harness the potential of thermal storage, which will help manage electricity load on the grid. The project will adopt advanced energy forecasting and modeling techniques. Through this project, St. John Energy, in partnership with 3 Norwegian companies, will be able to reduce emissions and costs and serve as a leader in smart grid technologies for other utilities in the region. The Government of Canada recognizes the importance of creating lasting changes in New Brunswick economy by fostering a growing network of local organizations that are leading the way on climate action. To develop and grow a sustainable economy, Atlantic Canada organizations must incorporate clean technology, products, processes, and services that improve performance and protect the environment. Today's support for St. John Energy is a step in the right direction for clean energy storage, for consumers and manufacturers, and for the environment. With your hard work and commitment, you are helping to ensure a bright and prosperous future for the entire region. So on behalf of myself and the Government of Canada and your Member of Parliament for St. John Rothesay, I want to congratulate St. John Energy for their amazing leadership in our community, for their incredible innovation. I want to congratulate leaders like Ryan Mitchell, who are and will take St. John Energy to new heights. So I want to thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Stay safe. Merci.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Our next speaker, Jan Elvedal Fredriksen, our Norway's ambassador to Canada, had planned to be with us today. He has been called away. He has asked us to share this brief video recording in his absence.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me today on this very important press release. It's a pleasure for me to be here to be a part of a new initiative between Norwegian and Canadian business. This is really a breakthrough, I hope, for Norwegian and Canadian business cooperation in the field of, let's call it, new energy. We know that Canada and Norway have several priorities, that we have both pledged to cut our emissions after the COP26 with a very similar set goal for both countries. We also know that we are both committed to develop new technologies based on existing competence to move on into a greener economy. I'm very pleased to see how the support team from Team Norway have been working very fruitfully with Oso Water Group, Kongsberg Digital and St. John Energy to do piloting, but most importantly, implement Norwegian green technology and smart energy storage for the benefit of Canadian end users. And I will say, for the society at home as well. It is and will be extremely important to find cost-effective ways to store energy, not only in Canada and Norway, but all over the world. So we need all the pilots we can get on this issue. Some important success criteria to this story is great cooperation within Team Norway. I know that always counts. The various players in both countries, long-term network relations, and positioning in the Canadian market. I wish you the very best on your future cooperation and to see all the value you can create together. Good luck with the rest of the day and with the project to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Now, I'd like to introduce Jonathan Sorbet, Innovation Norway's head of export, who joins us today from Norway. Mr. Sorbet, thank you for joining us today, and it's over to you.
Thank you. The transition to renewable energy production requires solid alternatives and flexible solutions to meet consumer and industry expectations for availability of energy. The business of using consumer data to optimize energy efficiency will therefore play a significant role in this transition. Innovation Norway and the Norwegian government are eager to speed up the development within this area, and we will continue to support green technologies and international partnerships through grants, loans, and strategic local market support. Ultimately, however, it is companies like St. John Energy, Oso Energy, and Kongsberg Digital that will help make this transition possible. Nevertheless, governmental organizations need to pave the way and show willingness to adopt and take the risk of testing new technologies. That way, we can together make a better and greener society. Thank you, Jessica.
Great, thank you, Mr. Sorbet. And now it's my delight to introduce the CEO of Oso Hot Water Group, Roy Magnusson. Mr. Magnusson, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jessica. I would like to thank for the opportunity to speak at this event on behalf of Oso Water Group. So to explain a little bit, to introduce Oso Water Group, it was founded in 1932. It was the first manufacturer of water heaters in Norway and has had a continuous leading position in our domestic market ever since. The innovation drive in the company led to the creation of Europe's first stainless steel mass-produced water heater. And since then, more than 5 million units have found their ways to European homes. Oso Hot Water is still a family business after 3 generations, with a team of now 230 employees distributed around Northern Europe. Dedicated to improving our products and processes, we are proud to represent Norway's most robotized manufacturing plant. The pioneering spirit continues with our product innovations featuring integrated solutions, groundbreaking material technology, and added value for our customers. The company is now the leading company in Europe for stainless steel water heaters, with further global ambitions, also in Canada, and our mission of providing the comfort of hot water. Being a market leader in Europe in terms of product quality and efficiency naturally led to the development of a control system for our electric products as thermal storage systems. This system is one of our contributions for a sustainable society, with benefits of saving energy cost for the consumer and a demand-side flexibility system for the energy providers to reduce peak load challenges, as you all are aware of. The traditional water heater and especially the stainless steel water heaters allows for a higher storage temperature than NML products, resulting in a significant energy storage potential. Aggregated and managed in a grid, this truly will be the key for the future of IoE, the Internet of Energy. We are truly proud for the opportunity in the Canadian market with our long-term partner, St. John Energy, with Ryan and his team to demonstrate the technology. Also working with our Norwegian partners from Kongsberg Digital and EPOS Consulting, making this project even more exciting. So we look forward to a successful project in St. John City. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks for those kind words, Roy. Next up, we'd like to introduce Lasse Yameth, VP Renewables and Utilities for Augsburg Digital. Mr. Yameth, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Jessica. First of all, I'd like to say a big thanks to the St. John Energy team for hosting and organizing this event. A few words on Kongsberg Digital first. We're a subsidiary of the Norwegian high-tech company Kongsberg Group, and we're a provider of next-generation software and digital solutions to customers within the maritime, oil and gas, and of course, renewable and utilities domain. The company consists of more than 500 software experts with leading competence in Internet of Things, big data, artificial intelligence, automation, and of course, autonomous operations. And we are very, very excited to use our digital twin technology, CogniTwin, to enable more sustainable and efficient grid operations. Electricity grids are instrumental in making the much needed energy transition work and work quickly. Making use of technology to enable end user flexibility is one of the ways grid operators are looking to better utilize the grid. And the use of stored thermal energy from water heaters to support grid operation has been thought of and theoretized for many years, and now we are actually contributing to putting this into effect. This is very interesting and exciting to be part of. And I think the learnings from this project will not only be valuable for grid companies worldwide, but it's also a crucial step towards enabling high-speed electrification and the energy transition. So working closely together with the team at St. John Energy, we will deliver our digital twin technology to develop high-resolution simulations that will allow St. John Energy to predict and manage spike in energy usage that lead to peak demand, and of course simulate the change in load from Oso's water heaters. In closing, I would like to thank the organizations that contribute to this project by providing funding. We want to thank all the project partners, of course, and especially the team at St. John Energy, Ryan and his team, for making this happen. We look forward to a fruitful and collaborative project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Yema. Our final speaker today is President and CEO of St. John Energy, Ryan Mitchell. Ryan?
Thank you, Jessica. Wayne, Roy, Lasse, and Jonathan, I'm delighted you're able to join us today, and good morning, everyone. This certainly is an important day for St. John Energy. Forging partnerships with innovation leaders in Norway presents a tremendous opportunity. This is a country where 98% of its electricity comes from renewable sources. In Norway today, more than 80% of new vehicle purchases are full electric or hybrid vehicles. And 2 years ago, Norway moved away from oil and gas for home heating. Canada is in the midst of its own transition to cleaner energy sources, and partnering with leading Norwegian companies presents an incredible opportunity to learn from each other and advance our collective efforts. A big part of our excitement today is that this project will not only help us advance our plans for the utility of the future for St. John, but it is also expected to have implications for electric utilities and their customers around the world as we share our learnings. As many people are aware, electric utilities everywhere are wrestling with peak energy. That demand is not only the most expensive for utilities, but it contributes to greater carbon emissions as fossil fuel generation plants are brought online to satisfy that demand. In New Brunswick, peak generation can as much as double the carbon emissions from electricity generation. The smart grid that we're designing and deploying in St. John will orchestrate the energy flow to curb peak energy in ways that customers won't even notice. This 12-month pilot project set to begin this spring is a leap forward in that. The Oso Water Heater is effectively a high-capacity thermal battery, and the control technology they are building will provide real-time advanced command and control that supports greening the grid. Oso has been a trusted supplier of premium water heaters to St. John Energy and our customers for more than 25 years. And today we're taking that relationship to a new level, working together with advanced technologies for a cleaner future. None of it would be possible without the partners you've heard from here today. And I would like to take just a moment to express my personal gratitude for their role in moving this forward. Lasse, we are excited to be working with Augsburg Digital. Your digital twin grid simulation software is vital to the success of this project. Your cutting-edge solution will provide insights into how and when to best leverage smart water heaters in homes to shift that energy demand. EPOS Consulting, another Norwegian partner, although they could not join us here today, has developed a customized framework for determining the costs and the benefits of future deployments on a larger scale, leveraging their past experience and learnings. None of this would be possible without Innovation Norway and the Government of Canada. Jonathan, I deeply appreciate the interest that Innovation Norway has brought to this. Your support has been essential. And Wayne Long, you've been a tireless champion for St. John, and we are so grateful for that. My thanks to you and to your colleagues in Ottawa for making sure this project is able to move forward. Your government continues to be a tremendously supportive of projects that are moving Canada toward a clean energy future, and we appreciate that leadership. Finally, I would like to thank the team at St. John Energy for their vision and dedication to the energy transition. Efforts like this will ensure that St. John Energy is sustainable for the next 100 years. It's truly a special day for us. Thank you all for participating. And with that, I'll hand it back to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Ryan. And thank you all, and congratulations on this exciting new project. We are now going to begin the Q&A. So please post your questions in the Q&A box. Don't forget to indicate who you are, if you're with a media outlet, which one, and whom you would like the question to be answered. So we'll start, let's just take a quick look, and I'll be sort of monitoring this part of the session. So the first question I have is for Ryan. Can you explain more about how this partnership came together?
Okay, thank you, Jessica. Well, as it's been mentioned, St. John Energy has been doing business with Oso for more than 25 years as a supplier of our premium water heaters. So we do have a lot of history together. Oso would obviously be aware of St. John Energy's strong and international reputation for innovation in smart grid. So Oso approached us and asked if we'd be interested in partnering on a pilot to support the development of their Oso Charge system. Through those discussions, Oso introduced St. John Energy to the other leading organizations in Norway. And certainly we've been very impressed with the energy transition that is happening in Norway. So a natural partnership based on common interests quickly emerged, and the project announced today was the result of that.
Great, thank you very much, Ryan. We have another question here. This one is for Roy. Beyond peak reduction, does this technology provide any other benefits to greening the energy grid?
Well, actually, the electronics has been designed in such way so it can measure real-time voltage levels and also real-time frequency levels, which is critical quality parameters in the grid. And it can be optimized so it can work autonomically as a standalone unit in the grid. So it's a very robust solution to be presented into the grid for the future. Yes.
Great, thank you. We have another one here for Jonathan. Norway obviously has very similar climate to Canada and is known as one of the most ecological progressive countries on the planet. Can you speak to some of that?
Thank you. Yes, as stated by Ryan earlier, 98% of our electricity production comes from renewable energy sources. On top of our country's agenda now is the development of new renewable energy sources, such as wind power offshore. We have a proud oil and gas industry in which we are now putting much efforts and capital behind in order to do a transition towards offshore wind. Simultaneously, Norway has also for many years been the leader within number of electric cars sold. And for such a small country in terms of population, that is quite interesting, I would say. And I think it shows what kind of commitment we have towards this. So we are proud of the development that we have had over many years in terms of climate action. And I think also this project is proof of this.
Wonderful, thank you. I do have another question. It's from Sean at the Telegraph Journal. And this will go to yourself, Ryan. Does St. John Energy see this new partnership as beginning of more international partnerships down the road?
Okay, well, thank you for that question, Sean. Well, I would say that we have been attracting a fair amount of attention from not only the entrepreneurial community here in St. John, but beyond, let's say, New Brunswick. And certainly there is a great deal of interest as it relates to innovation that would have an impact around climate change. So we certainly, see that there is an opportunity that St. John Energy could look, to extend, to partner and to work with other firms, if it makes sense. And that's where we do have to make sure that it is a prudent approach, for St. John Energy, to work with international partners. And certainly it does in this case, based on the long history that we have, with Oso spanning, 25 years. So certainly we hope that it could lead to, future opportunities for innovation that would have an impact, both from an environmental perspective, but as well in terms of delivering cost savings to the utility, which will ultimately benefit our customers.
Wonderful. Greg has a comment, Smart Grid Innovation Network. And the question is, I'm going to start with Ryan, but it also can be asked to Oso. So Ryan, maybe when you're finished, you can pass it off to Roy. Can you elaborate on the expected outcomes of this project?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Greg. So I would say when we look at the water heater technology, I'll try not to be too technical with my answer, but there is a range of benefit from a peak demand perspective between 1 and 3 kilowatts. And what we're really trying to understand is, can we get it closer to 3 than 1, let's say, in terms of the peak impact. And certainly the more that we can have an impact on peak, then the greater the financial savings that would be associated with that for the utility and ultimately our customers, as 30% of our energy budget is associated with peak energy. So certainly we're heavily incented to try to optimize and drive efficiency. And that's really where the Augsburg software comes into play to really help to optimize, to try to drive as much efficiency as possible into our system in terms of forecasting and dispatching that resource. So that's what quickly comes to mind. But Roy, I will hand it to you to add any further commentary.
Well, from our side, I think that the most interesting aspect is to show in foreign markets such as Canada that the differentiated energy that you can store in a stainless steel water heater, which allows for a much higher storage temperature compared to the standard enamelled mild steel tank, and in connection with the secure connection that we have in our technology. So with the communication platform that has been installed in the technology is it's in a complete different level than what we've seen in comparable products. I think that's also a vital part for the future when you connect everything into one Internet of Energy, that also needs to be securely connected. So it's not open for cyber attacks, etc. And that we've spent a long time and lots of capital has been invested in together with large corporations to ensure that we have that technology in place.
Wonderful. Thank you both. One more question. It's from Tamara Steele, CHSJ News here in St. John. And this is directed for Ryan. How does the pilot project help the St. John Energy customers?
Okay, thank you, Tamara. Thank you for joining us today. So I would say that there's really two different ways that this project will help our customers. I would say there is I'll say a direct benefit and then an indirect benefit. The direct benefit would be for the homes and the customers that are participating. They would be presented detailed information in terms of what their consumption looks like. And with that information, it will help them make decisions in terms of modifying their use that will ultimately translate into, direct dollar savings, for them. The other method would be more indirect. So as St. John Energy would look to optimize the use of the thermal battery, which is the hot water tank, in concert with our grid, we as the utility will be able to realize, savings, both financially as well as environmentally. And any financial savings that St. John Energy is able to realize, it helps us offset rate pressure for our customers. So there would be an indirect benefit financially for them as well.
Okay, I think we have one more question now. It's actually not related to this project, but I think it is a good question. And we could just sort of go through this. This is actually for our guests in Norway. And just a quick comment on the role of hydrogen as we're talking about clean energy and renewable energy for our future. I'm not sure if anyone on the Norway team has any comments on that one.
Thank you. It's a good question, which I think we could speak for hours on, but we will moderate that a bit. But the role of hydrogen obviously will play a very important part in the transition, especially in Europe, from fossil fuels and gas over to renewable energy sources. From a Norwegian perspective, we see quite a lot of interest and activities on the technology side towards fuel cells for maritime use. So the maritime industry is obviously a big industry from a Norwegian standpoint, and the support of converting heavy fuel oil and gas oils into hydrogen on the maritime sector is a very important focus for Norway and Innovation Norway. That's one example of many, but definitely hydrogen will play an important role, and green hydrogen especially, which we're talking about here in Norway. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you, Jonathan. We have another question for Roy. Why did Oso choose St. John Energy?
Well, I think it was quite a natural question to go to St. John and Ryan and start this collaboration. We've been doing business with St. John for more than 2.5 decades, since the 90s. And when we started developing our control system and we had pilot projects going on with the Norwegian utility companies, then we wanted to test it in a totally different market and a bit on similar circumstances. Then St. John was the natural partner to start that discussion with.
Wonderful. Gonna keep going here, guys. So thank you again for all the questions that are coming in for everyone. This one is to Ryan. What will this mean for the future of the grid and our clean energy?
Okay, thank you for that question, Andrew. So innovation, like we're talking about today in terms of advanced forecasting and storage, is not only going to help reduce the peak and have an impact in terms of the greenhouse gases associated with that, but the exact same approach is going to help us further integrate more renewables into our system. So storage is essential for further penetration of renewables. So we definitely see that as being a key part of the future as we look, as Wayne had indicated early on, as a country to approach achieving net zero in terms of electricity generation.
Thank you, Ryan. We have one from Stefan at All New Brunswick, and this again is for you, Ryan. Wondering how many heaters are going to be installed and how will select customers be chosen?
Sure. So we are looking at 50 homes as part of this pilot, and we will be looking to get those 50 homes, I'll say, in the same off of the same feeder, I guess, which is a distribution lingo for a same general service area. So it would be largely concentrated. We do have an online form, so I'd encourage you, if you're interested, to go and to populate that and to submit it. If you're interested in participating in this or future pilots that we have, once we look to see what information, what interest has come back from that, then we'll be doing some targeted, reach outs to ensure that we are able to get the 50 homes in a concentrated, area for the pilot, and we'll be looking to do that over the immediate weeks to come.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ryan. I must say, one more popped in. We're going to keep going here. We'll take this as the last question. Can you explain how the heaters work with the smart grid? That's for you, Ryan.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. So basically, in St. John, we would have well over 20,000 hot water tanks. Those hot water tanks today would be wired directly to the customer's panel. So what is going to happen that's different is those hot water tanks will have a smart controller that would be connected to them, which has the ability to leverage the cellular network and talk directly back to St. John Energy and our control room. And basically the software that we would have in our control room is able to determine how best to optimize and to operate that hot water tank most efficiently. And so that's basically, how that will work. And the Augsburg software will be looking at what's happening in the grid. It will be making some forecasts, and it will also allow us to do simulation. So really, in a sentence, smart grid is all about leveraging access to high resolution data, turning it into information, and then making decisions in the system that will allow us to improve our efficiency. And when we can improve our efficiency, that's allowing us to save cost, and it's allowing us to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Ryan. We're going to close it there. Thank you all for your questions. This concludes today's event. If we were unable to get to your questions, or if there is anything else regarding this announcement, you'd like to schedule an interview with one of our speakers, you can definitely email myself, jessica.delong@sjenergy.com, or you can email Chloe Murphy at chloe.murphy@sjenergy.com. We will be concluding this session. So in closing, I would like to thank you all the speakers and all the attendees who participated in today's announcement, especially our guests from Norway. Your presence here today is an honor. In the continued pursuit of innovation, we are excited to move forward with our Norwegian partners and building a grid that helps create a cleaner and sustainable future for all. Thank you everyone again for joining us today, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.